Assalamu alaikum students, it's our sixth lab of OOP and data structures lab. The title of the lab is Operator Overloading in C++. In this we will study the unary operator and the binary operator overloading. That how you will overload the operator. If you are using unary, so the examples of unary are increment or decrement, and less than or equal to signs, and which are the examples of binary, and the binary just for example the addition. So we will do it by operator overloading in C++. So this is the list of our previous labs which we have already done in open data structures. The last lab was inherited in classes. So what is operator overloading in C++? So operator overloading is overloaded operators are functions. These are basically function with special names, the keyword operator, followed by the symbol for the operator being defined. Mean if you are writing the operator in dev compiler or any compiler, so it will be highlighted. Mean it will if you are then writing any operator after that, so the compiler will know that you have declared it as a operator or you are using it for some operations. Mean just like a plus for addition, minus for subtraction. So like any other function, an overloaded operator has a return type and a parameter. So these type of functions have a return type and also have a parameters. Operator overloading can be as unary operator overloading or binary operator. Mean these are two types of operator overloading. For example, if you are incrementing or decrementing any number, or for example you are adding two numbers, or any kind of operator you can use those operators which we are already using in our mathematical equations. So you can use any operator in the program. Now the first type is unary operator overloading. Overloading a single operator that involves one operand, such as increment or decrement operators, is called as unary operator overloading. So this is the example of unary operator overloading. This is the code which I have already implement in the dev compiler and also upload the video for it. So the example is these are the headers which we are include. I have given the name of the class as op overload. This is the name of the class, just for remembering that we are using operator overloading. So here as you have already known that we will declare the variables as a private while the functions publicly. So private I have declared an integer a, while publicly there are functions. So now you can see that what kind of functions these are, as this is it have no return type and it is just like a name of the class. So it is the constructor and default constructor because it has no parameters. Then this is a function, and the return type of the function is void, and the name of the function is get member. Value of member data, this is used for that how you will value the member. Then now this is the function used for operator overloading, as we have studied in the definition that this function have a return type and a word operator, and after that operator you have to use what kind of operators you want to use. But this is an example of unary operator, and the unary operator is basically we used for incrementing and decrementing. So this, in this example, we are incrementing, so we are using the return type is void, and this is operator and then a plus plus sign for, as we are incrementing, and this is the function for operator overloading. So now you can differentiate between the constructor, a simple function, and operator overloaded function. The constructor have no return type and it is just like the name of the class, while the user defined function is just have a return type and any name. But in operator overloaded function have a keyword operator, and which is followed by a operator plus plus, which is used for incrementing. Now this is the end of the class with a semicolon. Now coming to the definition of functions, here in this example the functions are defined outside the class. So the first is just a default constructor in which we are assigning the data, the variable zero value. If you are assign it zero or not, so it will be automatically assigned to it. And now this is if we are defining a function, so we will write a return type void, then name of the class, then scope resolution operator, and then the name of the function. And in that function we are just simply print the value of a, as this we are just write cout a. Now if you look at the definition of the operator overloading function, so here we have write return type void, name of the class, scope resolution operator, and then name of the function, as the operator overloading function will have operator keyword and the operator, and what the operator function will do, it will simply increment the variable. So this is a very simple example of unary operator overloading. Now coming towards the main, in which we will make objects of the class. So if we this is the name of the class and we have two objects. So first object 1, just it will print it like this. Then so we have declared the object 1 and object 2, and then we simply that object 1 displaying, and then increment. So this is basically a command displaying object 1 value before increment. So we will call the get member function object 1, and then object 2. Basically we are displaying the values before increment. This is basically the functions that what will be the values of the variable before incrementing. We are simply calling the functions of which in which the cout a is mentioned. Here it is just simply mentioned, so it is calling with the object 1 dot get member and object 2 dot get member. Then we will call the increment function. This is this is basically the how you will call the operator overloading function. This is basically the how you will call the function of the operator overloaded. So these are basically the calling of the operator overloading function. You have to just write the operator which you have of which you have make the operator overloading function, following by the object 1 and then object 2, and then we will call the member function after that will with object 1 and object 2. So now this is the output, that before incrementing the object is the basically the value of a is 0, and also as we are calling the same function with two different objects, so they both will show us same values. but and also after incrementing, both will increment 1 1. So this was basically the example of the unary operator overloading. And for unary operator overloading, you have to do this task, but overload the unary operator. So but you will use the same example, but you have to use the decrement sign. A default constructor and an overloaded constructor should be used to initialize values of member data, define and insert function to receive values from user. Finally, define an operator overloading function to increment the member data of that object and an object to display the values of member. So you have to do the same is as mentioned in the example. You will do the same in the task in lab number 6. The binary operator overloading explained in the next video. If still you have any problem in unary operator overload, so we can discuss it in our interactive session. Thank you, students.